suppose one of the things that is really important, and I think there is a changing landscape in academia, and when we look 10, 20 years hence and we look at PhD pipeline and so on, I think there's challenges there actually for many institutions across the world that we need to think about. But maybe can you talk a bit about the early career researcher supports and what work you've been doing there, because I know you've been very active with early career researchers.
Yeah, it's actually been quite important throughout my career. I've been director of the PhD program at the University of Melbourne between 2005 and 2009. And I've also been associate dean research between 2010 and 2013. And in these roles, I developed a lot of initiatives to support young academics. But I've really expanded that role since I joined Middlesex in 2014. So my formal roles at Middlesex are staff development lead and research mentor, so all focused on early career development. And I've really developed over the last 8 years a very comprehensive program of research development with sessions on publishing, funding, external engagement, researcher well-being. I've even presented on this work at courses for deans and research deans at the European Foundation for Management Development, the British Academy of Management. So that kind of program is there, and that takes up a lot of my time. But I also think, and that's something that we can do, each of us can do as an academic, especially as a senior academic, is putting early career research center stage in the support we're giving one-on-one to early career researchers. And I'll give a couple of examples of that. First of all, many of us are helping early career academics with their papers. I do that a lot, providing really detailed feedback. And then many ask me to be a co-author, but I very, very rarely say yes. And I fully admit part of that is to protect my own time, because when I'm a co-author on a paper, I really do get involved. But I also want these academics to get due credit for their work, because I don't want them to publish it and then people saying, yeah, but it was only published because you had a famous co-author. So it's really important to put yourself in their perspective as well. The other thing I've started to realize in the last maybe 5 years is that we really need to provide junior academics with opportunities to shine. And as a senior academic with a very public profile, I'll get lots of invitations to speak, to contribute to research projects, to edit special issues, be on editorial boards, be an examiner, or whatever kind of service initiative you can think of. And that's true for most senior academics. We can accept only very few of these invitations, but I always suggest one of my junior colleagues or one of my mentees as an alternative, and they are always happy to gain the experience and exposure. And I think we can do that much more systematically. And then I also spent a really big part of my time on connecting people, and a really large part of my role as research mentor and sponsor is to really open up my network to younger academics. I must admit, I'm never happier than when I can find a great co-author or a research collaborator for one of my colleagues. I just love academic matchmaking. However, to make this work, both the junior and the senior academic need to be proactive. They really need to take initiative. And I think that's probably what we will be talking about next.